This episode is brought to you by Amazon Business. How can you free up your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business empowers leaders to not only streamline purchasing, but better support their teams so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more about the technology, insights, and support available at amazonbusiness.com.
Ooh, welcome back, folks. This is episode 71. It's about your paycheck, and Walt is grooving. What? Doing the dang on thing. Yeah. We are talking about gaming and finance and that cross section today. But before we get into it, what's up, Walt?
Man, I'm good. Had to represent for the gaming.
No doubt.
Yeah,
I like that.
man.
I didn't even connect the dots. Nice.
Yeah, bro. So just
No doubt.
look, I'm good, man. No complaints. Just excited to be here, man. And how about you? How you doing, bro?
Me too. I'm good, bro. I'm good, man. I'm, financial fitness moving along. Feeling good about making really good decisions to change the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, just gotta face it till you make it, like we just said on
Yes,
to
sir.
close the last show. Yeah, we're gonna open it up with this show. We gotta face it till you make it. And what that means to me is like, the problem ain't going nowhere. If you're bad with money, it's not gonna change unless you face it.
Yes, bro.
And and unfortunately, a lot of folks, I was gonna say black and brown, but I don't think it's just that. A lot of folks didn't grow up with good habits, weren't taught the right way. It's not just us. It's a lot of folks all over the
people,
world,
man, that did not. Yeah, were not taught that. Yeah, I can even speak to my upbringing. Like there's no shame in it or anything like that. They say, hey, put your head down. It was like even college really wasn't talked about so much. It was just like, hey, you should get a job. You put your head down. You work hard. Don't cause no trouble. And you say yes, sir, yes, ma'am, and you work your way up the hard way.
Right. Yeah. So, I was fortunate enough to have two older brothers that were like, you got to go to college. And I was like, all right, I guess. And I was the first in my family to graduate. So super proud of that. And it definitely is. I think it's made a difference for me. I think what folks don't realize is like, it's not gonna just be this. You actually sent me something or posted something about faith with work. Faith without work.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So that's the difference. Like you get the good degree, but you gotta still do work, and you still gotta work it and leverage and try to you don't just get it and be like, oh, I'm gonna just sit back and
Lord, I have these seeds. Can you put them in the ground for me?
Right. No, you gotta you gotta put action into it. You know what I mean?
Labor involved,
Yeah, man. You still gotta learn. You have to grow. Like it's not an end all be all.
Yeah, man.
So anywho, what do we got today? What are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about gaming and finance. And what that, just it's I love the subject. Hopefully my son will listen to it because I'm always trying to encourage him to get into whatever you into. Like, look, you can make a career out of things that you like.
You're gonna see.
For sure. All right, cool. You got any news updates for us?
Around the pay horn. Yeah, I got some around the pay horn. But you want to go first?
Oh yeah, sure. Mine is pretty cool. I found what Tesla pays their employees. And I fact checked it because I was like, with all the stuff that's going on, is this true?
Yeah.
So it's only like what's available based on their last SEC filing. SEC filing. So apparently ChatGPT says it's real, but it does give me a caveat that I'll read from ChatGPT as well.
Nice.
But so some of the jobs, I'm sure it's not every job, but some of the jobs is one is a sales advisor. And they can receive a wide-ranging salary between $49 to $80K annually. It says, which makes sense given that the most automotive sales positions incorporate some degree of commission. Okay, so that's probably plus commission. Okay, and that they can't pinpoint because if you're bad at it, you're only making the 49, and you probably won't last long. So keep in mind, like for sales jobs in general that are heavily commission based. Not a lot of companies give you a lot of time to prove yourself. You're not going to be there for
They don't.
years. You know
No,
what I mean? It may
no.
be months. I worked for a staffing company at one point, and
Yeah.
they gave their new people 3 months. If they
Wow.
didn't, yep, if they didn't start recouping their draw, because that's what they call the salary and it's not a guaranteed salary all the time either.
Yeah.
It's a draw against future commissions.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a draw. And then maybe at some point when you become really, really good, it's a guaranteed salary plus
Yeah.
commissions. But in the beginning, you're drawing against future commissions to get you going. And if you
Yes, sir.
you don't start recouping that, you're out of there. So, wait, what?
Siri.
Oh, yo,
I just said,
yes. Siri does that to me too. We got to be careful. Oh, look, see, I just said it, and she's listening already. I didn't have that setting on. Siri.
Yeah, man.
Mm.
So that's
I'm
a good
sorry. The
topic,
next
man.
one, yeah, the next one is software engineer between 100 and 125. Product specialist between 33 and 37. Yeah, that must be entry level. Intern between 53 and 67, which sounds crazy, but a lot of times what they do with interns is because they're coming straight out of college, they're highly recruited.
Yeah.
They're so that could be just in the summer. I have a few friends that was doing law internships out like their last couple of summers in law school, and
Mm-hmm.
bro, they're making 30-40 grand just in the summer.
Wow. There
Okay,
you go.
so that's kind of why I'm like, all right, that's probably real, because again, interns, you have to look at the other factors. And
Yeah.
service technician between 59 and 80. And we're talking annual, thousands annually. Mechanical design engineer between 79 and 93. Operations advisor between 54 and 64. And here's the caveat that ChatGPT gave me. It
Yeah.
says no glaring falsehoods are evident. The compensation breakdown appears accurate and consistent with publicly available SEC filings and company disclosures. But the article, however, it says the article represents known salary structures and references in 225 through recent disclosed equity grants.
Mm-hmm.
However, without clarifying stock equity versus base pay and noting how vesting timelines and performance metrics work, it may implicitly overstate actual current cash earnings.
Mm-hmm.
So it could, right? There's more to it. They're not explaining the more to it. So
Gotcha. Okay.
keep that in mind. Yeah, but I thought it was an interesting article.
That is.
Yeah, out there.
All
So
right.
yeah, what you
So,
got, man?
so I got four things. Well, yeah, four
4 or
things
5.
really. So look, so wages are up this year by 4.5% year over year. So annual pay
Oh, that's
gains
good.
remain strong. So ADP flagged a 4.5 increase for both job changers and job stayers.
Okay.
Steady for so holding steady from prior reports. So that's good news for employees watching income trends. Number two is kind of in the same vein as the topic that we're talking about. Video game industry lays off impact workers. So despite general payroll growth, the gaming sector experienced renewed layoffs. Over almost 15,000 job cuts happened in 2024, with continuing reductions into 2025 among major developers, reminding employees that even fun industries face economic fluctuations.
Yeah, absolutely.
So one of the emerging focuses is virtual economies versus real dollars, right? So research into virtual economies show parallels to real world wealth patterns. Premium currencies like in-app purchases are one-way debts, influencing
Mhm.
consumer spending and financial literacy. A growing opportunity for employees to understand their real-world financial impact when gaming.
Mhm.
So why does this matter to employees? Job market resilience. So continued wage growth and stable unemployment highlight ongoing opportunity. But sector shifts like gaming layoffs can affect career paths. You can become you can get income awareness. So even if you're not into tech or gaming, being aware of virtual economies and digital spending tools can help you with your budgeting.
Absolutely.
and career flexibility, right? So hybrid roles or side hustles like streaming and esports have tax and payroll implications worth understanding.
Heck
So
yeah.
if you're trying to get into the gaming world and you want to make that your side hustle, understand that if you do, you still do have to pay taxes and stuff
I
like that.
think what's worth calling out here is if you get income on any type of documented income in the US, you will need to face some taxes.
As a contractor, I don't pay for materials I don't use. So why would I pay for stuff I don't need in my mobile plan? That's why the new MyBiz plan from Verizon Business is so perfect. Now I can choose exactly what I want, and I only pay for what I need.
Right now, with MyBiz plan, get our best price, as low as $25 a line. Visit Verizon.com/business to get started today. New lines only. Price per month with 5+ lines. Includes auto pay and paper-free billing and promotional discount. Taxes, fees, economic adjustment charge. Applicable add-ons, prices, and terms apply. Guarantee applies to base monthly rate and stated discounts only. Add-on prices additional. Offers in June 30th, 2025.
There you go. Yep. All right. On to the main topic. So
All right.
we have like a few sections here. We're going to talk about like earning potential when it comes to gaming and some risk and challenges and stuff. And we'll have some key takeaways. So you want to kick us off with the earning potential?
No
All
doubt.
right.
For sure. Ooh, this is fun. So, professional esport salaries is the first category. So, top tier pros in games like Dota 2. I don't know that game, but okay, Dota. Am I saying it right? Dota.
Yeah, Dota. It's
2.
like a multiplayer action RTS game.
What's
So
RTS?
it's like roll. Like I
Roll.
think it's like, let me see, RTS game.
So it says Dota 2 or League of Legends can
Real time strategy.
Okay. Oh man, my son plays these games.
Yeah.
So top tier pros in games like Dota 2 or League of Legends can earn substantial base salaries. Teams are reportedly paid around 300 to 320 a year, excluding winnings and sponsorships. Wow. Yeah, I mean, depending on how big that team is,
Yeah.
if the team is, I mean, what is that? Like, say, 4, 5, 2, 4, 6. I would say 6 should be the cap there, and then you make a decent salary plus winnings and sponsorships.
Yeah.
Shoot, if it's only 3 people, you're killing it without, you know what I mean?
For real.
So an average esports gamer can expect around $100K a year, while top tier players reach $300K. Whoa, son, peep the news, son. My real son, like my son, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to send this episode to him for sure.
Nice, man. Nice.
In North America, League of Legends pros average 320K annually plus prize money.
Wow. That's crazy.
Number 2 category, tournament winnings. Legendary prize pools include $3 million for Booga's 2019 Fortnite World Cup winning, and $40 million for the International Dota 2 tournament.
Wow, that's crazy.
Crazy. He knows a little bit about the Fortnite stuff. He showed me a bunch of videos about that. However, winnings are typically shared among teams, making consistent income uncertain. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. But so hey, you work something else in there, you know?
Mhm.
Streaming and content. This is what I was thinking too. So you do some streaming and content creation. That's category 3. Popular streamers like Tyler One earn $300K a year from merch alone, and over $5 million total during their careers. XQC, a top Twitch content creator, made over $8 million between 2019 and 2021 during COVID. So that makes sense. Mid-level streamers often earn between 2 to 5K a month from subscriptions, ads, and donations. That's good money.
That's bro. It's great money.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that's good money just to chill. You know, to do some fun that you love. I would imagine.
Yeah.
Female streamers typically earn 5 to 15K a month though disparities persist. Yeah, I'm sure they do. But
all right, thanks, man.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get into some of the risk and challenges though when it comes to gaming and finance, right? So there's short career longevity. So only about 1 in 5 pro gamers sustain careers beyond 2 years, and burnout is common.
Oh wow.
So only 1 in 5. So if you do that math, that's 20%. Right? So that's not a good statistic. Like you're saying, you got to kill it within 2 years. But look, if you go back to what you said, that guy XQZ made $8 million in like a 2 or 3 year period.
That could carry you for the rest of your life if you invest
Yes,
it
sir.
right and do the
Yes,
right
sir.
thing, and maybe find something else that you like
Yes,
doing
sir.
and keep making some money.
Yes, sir. You go get into some real estate and
Yeah.
do
Word.
something, and yep. And look, so players often retire in their late 20s after training 50 plus hours a week, similar to Olympic athletes. So people that want to get into gaming, you got to understand you got to put in the time. It's not like you just, could play a couple hours a week. You're gaming like you're working 50 plus hours a week here.
Yeah. And that's
It's a
why I try to
full-time
tell.
job.
That's what I try to tell these kids. Like, you still working.
Yeah.
Still working. It's just still a lot of work, but that's why you do what you love, and the money will follow. Do what you love. You never work a day in your life.
Yep. And so, look, there are some physical and mental health risk. So, high risk include repetitive strain injuries, posture problems, eye strain, and poor cardiovascular health. Go ahead.
No, I'm just cringing to the like, you don't think about the physical part of it.
Because think about it, you're seating, you're
sitting,
sitting,
you're
and
like,
it's like doing
yeah.
the same motion with your hands. Like,
But look, it's good to know this so that you can work on the opposite. Like, hey,
yes,
work in
sir.
some exercise time. Make sure you're eating good. Make sure you're getting good sleep in. If it's a
Yeah.
50-hour week, that's a normal work week. You should still be able to balance the rest of your life out.
Yes. Take a break on the weekends or something,
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly.
So look,
Balance is key.
there's also extreme stress, mental fatigue, and even self-harm that were documented, especially under
Ooh.
high pressure team environments. So, you feel like you let your team down, and if you struggle with mental wellness, there's been some instances, I guess, where people have, done self-harm because they feel like they let their team down. So number 3, content creator safety concerns. So live streamers face real safety threats like stalking, swatting, and doxing.
What? Wow, I don't know what those things are.
So stalking is when basically,
I know stalking.
Yeah. So swatting is, I think, in terms of gaming, it refers to a type of cyber attack where a person makes a false emergency call to a police department claiming a serious incident is happening at a target's address.
Oh, wow.
So this is done to provoke a SWAT team response. I saw something on Netflix about this happening to someone in real life, and the kid ended up getting shot and killed because the person did this prank on them. Yeah.
I just looked up doxing too, and it says that it's the action or process of searching for and publishing private or identifying information about a particular individual on the internet.
Wow.
Typically with malice in mind.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So somebody. So these DMCA violations and copyright risks can lead to bans and even strikes.
Wow.
Number 4, manager agency exploitation. So many emerging pros and streamers encounter predatory contracts, high commissions that are sometimes between 7 to 15% or more, and are promised sponsorships that never materialize.
Wow.
So income variables and financial planning. So pay differs vastly by region, game, rank, and role, with some making $1,000 a month, while top performers earn, like you were saying earlier, over 300K a year. So, you might be on the same team as someone who earns 300K,
Yeah,
but through your role and rank, you may be on the lower end. So that's something to consider as well. Taxes on winnings and earnings, including streaming income, are complex. Some view it akin to gambling income, requiring thorough reporting.
Okay.
So now we're on to the key takeaways, man. So key takeaways for employees and aspiring gamers. So I'll do there's 5 of them. I'll do the first 2. You can finish them off. So diversify your revenue streams. So combine salaries, winnings, content creation, and sponsorship to stabilize that income.
Yeah.
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for this day.
Prioritize your health, like you were saying earlier. Set those boundaries on practice, take breaks, and seek ergonomic setups to guard against burnout.
Yeah,
that means get outside, go take a walk, get out in nature and stuff like that instead of looking at a screen all day.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, you want to do the last three?
Yeah, it says vet your management deals carefully. Yes, read contracts, watch out for high commissions, ensure clear exit clauses. You need a lawyer to do a deal, like to do a deal with that lawyer. You know what I mean? Need a lawyer to check the lawyer to check the lawyer.
Yep.
Plan financials wisely. Account for taxes, variable income, and limited earnings. Limited earnings runway. Protect personal safety. Maintain privacy. Enable security settings. No legal rights around doxing or threats. VPNs, I would imagine, play a role in those things, and trying to have firewalls, and so you need I think what makes sense, right, is like if you're quickly growing to a top earner, the more you need to divert some of that money into these things. Protect yourself.
Yes, sir.
Get health insurance.
Just don't go buy a car and clothes and shoes. Use some of those things to kind of invest in your protection.
Especially if you're a big earner. Yeah. Especially if you're a high earner. You're a low earner, nobody's paying attention to you, really. They're going after the high earners. That's what they want to hack and take down. If you want the crown, you got to go at the king. So if you're a high earner, you need to protect yourself and use these key takeaways to kind of build that around yourself. It makes me think about athletes, celebrities, any of these economies where it's like it fluctuates high, low, right?
Yes, bro. People don't really understand. And on that kind of the same vein of what you're saying, when you have money like that or access to money, you open yourself up to all types of people, scammers. People will approach you that they say, "Oh, I want to be with you in a relationship. I want to be your friend," or whatever type of relationship they are trying to say and egg you on, and they try to set you up. So think about that when it comes to these things, because like they say, man, money, the love of money is the root of all evil, man.
Yeah. More money, more problems.
Yes, sir. All right. So I have a little surprise segment.
I saw that.
Brother here. I had to give us some older games. We're a little bit, I
think I know
wiser.
All of these, so.
We're a little bit wiser. Okay.
Oh yeah, I know all of them.
Okay. So all right, first clue, right? So main character is a plumber. You already okay? So
you already know. Super Mario Brothers.
Okay. Yeah. Number 2, the main character is a courageous hero named Link.
Legend of Zelda.
Yes. All right. Number 3, main character is a yellow circular person that's chopping dots.
Yeah. Your T-shirt, Pac-Man, or Miss Pac-Man.
Yeah. All right. Number 4, it's a soldier with a shoot 'em up arsenal. Rescues hostages and fights enemies in side-scrolling jungle warfare.
Yes. Contra.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. No doubt. Sir. That was cool. That's fun.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
No doubt.
That's it, man. Before we give them the quote of the day, is there anything else you want to say to listeners that are thinking about getting into gaming or just content creation in general?
Oh my gosh. I was telling, speaking about content creation, I was with some fam over the weekend. And shout out to my nephew, Brian Edward Dickerson II. Man, he just killed. I knew he was a good student and a good kid, but he cleaned up in awards. He's got amazing awards. I mean, he's going to be an Aggie, North Carolina A&T.
Oh, nice.
Aggie
nice.
And HBCU. I'm just in awe of this kid, man. Just this young man. He's not even a kid anymore. And just really did amazing. But while celebrating with them. And I got to see fam and whatnot. And, you know, they were like, oh, yeah, you know, I see you back on TikTok and da da da. And, you know, I was like, oh gosh, yeah, it's hard. Like it's hard to keep up with it because the reference was you're back on TikTok because I fell off because, you know, when in the beginning I was like, oh, I'm gonna post every single day. This is easy.
Yeah. Gary Vee said to post. I'm gonna do it.
Yep. Gary Vee said to post 12 times a day. This is easy.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not easy.
Bro. It's not.
It's not easy. Like the bottom line is not easy. You don't feel like it sometimes. You don't want to sometimes. You know, and
USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks, or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Visit USAA.com/bundle.
Bundle savings are off total premium, not available in all states or in all situations. To qualify, auto policy must be active prior to property policy issue, subject to change. Restrictions apply. Membership eligibility and product restrictions apply and are subject to change. USAA means United Services Automobile Association and its affiliates, San Antonio, Texas.
You know, I mean, unfortunately, I did also fall into a bit of a depression in the last year.
Yeah.
And that killed me. You know what I mean? That definitely killed me. So yeah, I don't know. Content creation is tough. Like it is a, I don't want to say it's a full-time job. It can be, obviously, clearly, you know, we know it can be, but I think there's a lane for everybody, right? Like you gotta want to like, you gotta like it, you gotta want it, you want to do it, you know, again, in anything. One, how you do anything is how you do everything. And look for something you love. If you start creating and you love it, stick with it, and and it will pay off.
Yes, you took the words right out of my mouth, man. Because if you're looking to get money right out of the gate, either you have to be a once in a lifetime generational talent for that, or you got to work your way up, like the majority of us, right? Like so.
Yeah. And now it's flooded because everybody's trying to do something. So it doesn't matter if you're a cute face, if you can sing well, if you dress well, if you're funny. It doesn't matter if you're talented. It's the consistency. It's finding your niche. And you do have to be consistent, right? Because like I think that's again, that's our claim to fame with the show. We are one of the top shows in the world for payroll because we post weekly.
Yes, sir.
Right. It's very rare that we miss a week.
Yeah.
And sometimes we post twice a week because we double up and we have bonus content and we're like, boom, let's post it, let's do more.
Yes, sir.
And that's going to be our, you know, it is our claim to fame and will remain such because there's still so many people that don't know about us. And, you know, as I finish on that note, like be sure to like, share and what is it? Like, share, follow, do all the things.
Yeah.
Man, what about you, bro? Would you finish us?
No, you said everything. You articulated everything very well. I couldn't add anything else to that. You know, so just gonna end it with the quote of the day.
Go for it.
If you can't be kind, at least be vague.
I heard that. So doubt. Yes, sir. And
you know,
then more.
so
And look, we're you know, we got season in review coming up. We got we're gonna be talking about overcoming adversity, stories of resilience.
Yeah, it's about it's about people. Yes,
it's
sir.
It's about people. You know what I mean? Because this is the platform that we talk about. It's about people. And then, you know, still more to come as we continue to build the show. And look, reach out to us. Tell us what you want to hear about your paycheck. Right?
Yes.
Tell us
what your favorite game was.
Oh yeah, no doubt. What's your favorite game? Are you a gamer? Are you trying to get into it? You know, actually know a content creator for gaming. Maybe he'll come on and talk to us about it.
Nice.
Yeah, man. So just keep going, man. We love you folks. Peace.